Oh, yes, and then we get to Sean Duffy. Now, Sean Duffy has always been a complete imbecile. But as you know, it's not just what took place in Reagan, over Reagan International Airport, where we had that horrible situation, and all those innocent people lost their lives in that crash with a helicopter, and we've had so many near misses just in the last few weeks. This wasn't happening under the Joe Biden administration, nowhere near. So what happens? Somebody on Fox News asks Sean Duffy a question where he has to take maybe a little bit of accountability. And what does Sean Duffy do? He blames all these recent aircraft near misses on the Biden administration and Pete Buttigieg. Have a listen to this.
Advice. I want to ask about the hearings on the Hill. We can put up a timeline of these recent near misses. You've expressed concern about it. What do we need to know based on what you've learned so far?
Well, what you need to know is the last administration didn't pay attention to some very risky signs that were taking place in the D.C. airspace. They didn't care about safety. They cared about DEI. They cared about pushing a green agenda. That was the mission of DOT, but the true mission really is safety. And so we've looked at DCA. We've restricted helicopter traffic on day one in DCA, so you don't have airplane helicopter cross traffic. If the president flies, we shut down traffic. You don't have it at any point in DCA. We've gone to the next step, though, to look at other airspaces. Again, you reported some of these stories where we've had some issues with military aircraft and commercial aircraft, and we need to deflect that and get procedures in place. But it's an issue that we're focusing on because we care about it. We're not ignoring it. We're not going to pass it off to the next administration like Pete Buttigieg and Joe Biden did to us. We're working on fixing it.
Yeah, very nicely done there, Sean Duffy. You're working on fixing it. I'm sure you are. You know, and I want to ask you guys all this question because obviously there are constant lies here. But it's getting to a point now where it's so laughable and it's so easily provable that they are lying. And do the Fox News listeners actually believe in this nonsense? Like, I guess some of them do. I don't know how anybody could watch Fox News at this point. I really don't. And what these MAGA morons are doing, and what people like Sean Duffy are doing, is they're covering up for what is clearly a system that is blatantly collapsing. Because it is filled with a bunch of stupid personnel cuts and incompetent leadership. Look at the people that are in Donald Trump's administration. These are incompetent people that are completely unqualified for the jobs. And Pete Hegseth is an absolute perfect example of that, I would say. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Kash Patel, Dan Bongino. Listen, I can go down the list. Apparently, if you're the wife of the guy who ran the WWE for years, that makes you some sort of expert. And I've had to suffer through this as well, luckily not with a plane crash, but with airlines that are constantly in delays, and they're worse than ever now. I was delayed like 3 or 4 hours in Las Vegas just trying to fly to Reno a few weeks ago. And it seems like these airlines, you know, they're taking away any rules that would help the passengers and help the customers. Not to mention that Donald Trump is leading a cover-up for Americans that are at risk because of him. This is what the American people are facing. Sean Duffy is just one of many examples that I've given on this show. Burgum is another moron. I played you Lee Zeldin, who is another complete idiot. And of course, Fox News anchors, idiots like Faulkner, who again spread misinformation day in and day out, and people like Sean Duffy will never take responsibility for anything that they do. And meanwhile, while all this is going on, there's now construction that I'm understanding of a $200 million White House ballroom that will begin in September. The official press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, stated this, substantially separated from the main building of the White House. Yeah, because this is what Americans really care about. Let's take away the food stamps, let's take away the health care, and let's American taxpayers spend $200 million on a separate room in the White House. I mean, this is just despicable. Separate building, by the way. This is what we're learning. This is going to be a separate building. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Every single day, it's something new with this administration. I do want to open up the phone lines, and there's a lot of things that we are going to be discussing today. And there's a lot of questions that I'm going to ask you. Does anybody still even watch Fox News? I mean, I have to because it's my job. What do you make of the fact that the Trump administration is focusing on gas cans? What do you make of the fact that Donald Trump continues to lie about inflation, which is going up, not down? What do you make of the fact that Burgum doesn't know how solar energy works, clearly, with his statements on Fox News yesterday? And Sean Duffy is still blaming Pete Buttigieg for all these near and recent aircraft near misses that have been taking place, several just in the last few weeks.